Good morning, everyone. This is David with Bolivar Live. Well, we're down here at the Bolivar Ferry, and the ferry has shut down. The last ferry is now leaving Bolivar Peninsula. That you may see one run with emergency personnel. I was talking to Danny Perez with TxDot, texting back and forth just a little bit ago, and they will run emergency personnel. But anytime they get to a certain wind or the tide becomes 4 feet or above, the ferry can't dock. And I know while I was sitting here, and we're going to show the ferry landing real quick on how high the water is. Now, they had a press release, and that's the ferry. You can see usually there's about 5 or 6 foot in between the water on a calm day in the bottom of the bridge. But there you can see it's almost up to the bottom of the ferry landing. But first, this Bolivar Live is brought to you by Latitude 29 Surf Shop. When you're looking for clothing, surfboards, boogie boards, backpacks, flip-flops, and more, stop by and see a Texas-sized surf shop, Latitude 29 Surf Shop, in the big yellow building right in the middle of Crystal Beach, Texas. Well, like I said, we're down here, and we talked to Danny yesterday after our evening live feed, and he sent me a press release, and it's on our page, on our Facebook and all our social media pages, a press release that TxDot put out yesterday. And with the wind the way it is, and especially the tides are real elevated, and there you can see the last ferry leaving Bolivar Peninsula. And when they were loading vehicles just now, I noticed they were being real careful because it was an uphill climb to get on that ferry with your vehicle. And if you had a low vehicle, chances are you might have got a scrape at the bottom. But TxDot announced it on their Twitter feed, and then I got a text probably about 39 minutes ago from Danny that said they were going to have to shut the ferry down. Now, hopefully it's not permanent. If the tide goes down, they'll be able to open the ferry back up. But as long as the tides are up 4 foot or above, they can't run because they can't dock safely. And so you can keep up to date on what the ferry service is on their Twitter page online. And if we get any updates, we'll be posting it in the comments of the latest live feed that we did. Or if it's a press release, we'll post it as its own post. So rain started down here, the tide's up. I think high tide was 9:30 or 10 this morning. I've got to go rerun my chart off because I ran out of days on it. But you can see the ferry's leaving Bolivar. Probably won't be one back for a while until the tide drops down. Like I said, they have been moving will move emergency personnel, TxDot and that. They're keeping the highway. Last time I checked, the highway was open, and it was clean, and that was about 7:30 this morning. We're going to stop by the house and check on Gabby and Chris, and then probably make a trip down there. Let's see, it's about 9:40 now. Probably about 10:40 or 11, we'll go down and check it out. But I just wanted to let everyone know the ferry service has shut down, and I'm going to pan back around here so you can see why it shut down due to the tide. Let me zoom out a little bit here. And there you can see that's the entrance to one of the first ferry landing. You can see the tides right up almost to the bottom of the bridge. Someone had posted a picture last night late of this, and so I got a text from Danny, and so I thought I'd come down here and let y'all know that right now I think you can still get out Highway 87, but we're almost at that breakover point where either you're going to stay or you need to go, and probably go and have to go out through Winnie right now. The rain's just started down here. I know we're going to get some more rain over the next 2 days, and some heavy rain probably a little bit later on today. I was talking to Keith earlier, and he said he thought it'd be here around noon, but wasn't positive. So Anyway, now's also a good time. Go ahead and put a water bill, an electric bill, maybe your lease, something in your vehicle in case you ever left and you needed to show proof that you had property on Bolivar. I know last night they weren't bringing anyone over the ferry unless you were a resident. And so they were taking people across, but they were limiting on what they brought back. And so now's a good time. I was talking to Janie earlier, and she said, let everyone know now's a good time to put a water bill or electric bill in your vehicle so that if you did leave in an emergency and they did end up shutting down the peninsula because of flooding or something, that you could get back on whenever you can get through. So that's a good idea, and to always cover them, carry them anytime when you're doing it so that you can get back on the peninsula. We're going to head on out. We'll keep you posted. We're going to go down and check on Highway 87 a little bit later on this morning. And until next time, remember, you can see Bolivar live anytime through our 10 live streaming webcams at BolivarPeninsulaTexas.com. Last night, the tide was up to the dunes again. And so got a little break in the rain. And hopefully that'll last a little bit, but it looked like a little bit later on this morning we're going to get some more rain. Now, I just left Monkhouse Road and I'm heading towards the washout. But first, this Bolivar Live is brought to you by Stingray Restaurant and Marina, located overlooking East Galveston Bay in Crystal Beach, Texas. When you're looking for fresh seafood, frosty margaritas, and free sunsets, stop by and see Brad and the crew up at Stingray Restaurant. They are closed today. Typically, they're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays and will be closed in and hope to open back up Wednesday with smiling faces. Well, you can see we've got gloomy skies and beta in the Gulf. Tide, since I've been sitting here, it was at a little bit more, but it seems like it's starting to come in now. And I know yesterday, about 11 or 12, I was on the beach and noticed it started coming in. Now, beta started tracking to the west, northwest, or north, heading down towards Matagorda, Rockport area. And they don't think it's going to strengthen. It's got a lot of dry air getting wrapped into it from the front that came through. In fact, it's still cool out, and you could actually wear a jacket down here. Feels great. But anyway, I wanted to let y'all see what it looked like on the beachfront. This morning we couldn't even get on the beach, and so I was watching the webcams. And remember, just because we're not live doesn't mean you can't see Bolivar Live anytime through our 10 live webcams. And you can see those at BolivarPeninsulaTexas.com. We've got 3 on the beachfront, one at Rollover Pass, and the tide was up there at Rollover Pass on the bay side. We have one at Stingray Restaurant showing the bay and the intercoastal, so you can see what's happening there. And then we have 3 up at Fort Travis that you can see around Fort Travis. And then we also have the Bolivar Flats cam, which is a good cam to see what the tide's doing because you can see the jetties there and you can see if the water's over the jetties. So anyway, just thought I'd give everyone a beachfront view this morning. We haven't been able to do it since yesterday afternoon, actually. And so I figured we'd take just a short drive down. We've got a lot of rain heading our way, and we're going to have some higher tides. The ferry was shut down as of the last report. They may transport some emergency workers, but they're not transporting the public. Anytime we get a high wind, or I think this time it was a tide, anytime the tide reaches 4 foot or above, they can't dock. And so I got a text from Mr. Perez that said they were shutting the ferry down, asked me if I'd put it out there. And it's going to be shut down on and off during this whole event, depending on what the tide's doing. I don't think wind will be a problem, hopefully not. but I know tide's already been a problem, and so they shut down periodically for a while until the tide goes back down. So, and you can get more information on that through the TxDot website, and I think Drive Texas or something. So anyway, hope everyone's batting down. We've got a couple days of bad weather down here on Bolivar, and then hopefully it'll all clear out. I know we've got another front coming in later this week, and so we should have some pretty weather for the weekend, next weekend. Looking forward to it. We're going to keep you connected. We're going to go down and check on 87 now, and last report was it was clean and it was passable without any problem. And so we're going to go down and check on it and just see what it looks like down there, how it's doing, and make sure it's clean so that people can get on and off the peninsula. Remember, if you want to leave, now's the time, because we are going to start getting a lot of heavy rain a little bit later on tonight and tomorrow especially. And so we will see some road flooding and ponding down here. And so just be safe if you're driving. Let us know where you're listening from. Are you having to do anything special to keep up with beta and make sure everything's okay? Chris and I are going to batten down. It looks like it's not going to be as bad as they thought. And but we will leave if we need to. And just wanted to say hi to everyone. Hope y'all have a great lunch. Make sure you check back. We'll be doing a couple more live feeds today probably, letting you know what's happening down here. We may do one from the house later on if it's raining real hard, and we'll pull up some of the cameras. We've got some new equipment we can use on that. And if you need anything, you can always go to our website, BolivarPeninsulaTexas.com. I'm going to start updating the top banner on some things up there here when I get back to the office of the house. And you can always find our live feeds here. We're going to keep you connected during this whole next couple, 2 or 3 days of this beta coming into the Texas coast and then working its way up the coast. But it looks like it's going to die down a little bit, so hopefully it won't be as bad. But they did send out some storm surge warnings, some high tide, elevated tide warnings, and flash flood because of the heavy rains we're expected to get. Sort of like Harvey was. But this time I think it's going to be more south of I-10. So anyway, let us know where you're listening from. When you're coming down, say hi, say bye, give us a thumbs up. We love reading comments, and we read just about every one of them. If you need anything or you want to see Bolivar live and we're not live, you can go to our website, see our 3 live web beach cams on the beach. We've got one at Rollover Pass, one at Stingray showing the bay and intercoastal, the Bolivar Flats cam, and the Fort Travis cams. You can always see those live anytime. Until next time, this is David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.